everyone. Today I'm going to be talking about PTSD in veterans. What is PTSD? About 8 million people in the world suffer from PTSD. PTSD is post-traumatic stress disorder, which is a mental health condition that one develops after a traumatic event, which involves recurring thoughts about the event, along with stress, anxiety, depression, and an avoidance of the place where the event occurred. Today I'm going to be talking about PTSD in the brain, PTSD in veterans, and ways to help veterans with PTSD. Anyone can develop PTSD, including little children who are exposed to traumatic events. Most people who have PTSD do not receive any help or medication, which leads to suicide. PTSD-related suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States and second leading cause of death in veterans over 45. So in these pictures, just tell little characteristics with the avoidance, mood changes, all these stuff. And a little picture of children, because they can be exposed to obvious traumatic stuff as well. So I'm going to talk about a little bit PTSD effects on the brain. So the hippocampus and the amygdala brain structures are in the prefrontal cortex of the brain, which are affected when one develops PTSD. The amygdala brain triggers your natural alarm system. So whenever you feel threatened or in a disturbing event, it sends a signal causing a fear response. This alarm keeps you safe, and having PTSD, you tend to have an overactive response, which results in little details you can be easily triggered and you cannot think rationally. So I'm talking a little bit more in here. So yeah, obviously this is what normal brain looks like. Picture a healthy brain, no PTSD. Yeah, so when they do studies on the veterans with PTSD, and of course anyone with PTSD, this is what they see. And yeah, I can kind of tell what I said with decision making and stuff. So I'm going to talk about the hippocampus a little more. The hippocampus brain structure controls the memory center of the brain. After trauma, the hippocampus works to remember why and try to make sense of what happened, and which results in you constantly think about the accident causing the reoccurring thoughts. So now we're going to talk about the PTSD in veterans, more specifically. PTSD is one of the most common mental health disorders in military and veteran populations. Combat exposure, fear of being killed or seriously injured, firing a weapon, and witnessing someone being wounded or killed, and mental and physical exhaustion increase the risk of PTSD. And are big pillars to contribute why veterans are at 57% higher of risk than suicide than those who haven't served. Many veterans with PTSD do not tell someone they are experiencing PTSD symptoms, and many go untreated. Depending on which branch of the military, up to 31% of members develop PTSD after returning home. Some of the biggest challenges veterans face after returning home with PTSD is a result in high homeless rates, substance abuse, and as well as a transition of trying to return back to a normal life. Veterans have to adjust to everyday activities and often has been described as one of the hardest challenges veterans have to face. 1 in 10 veterans have been diagnosed with substance abuse disorder. And here are some ways to help PTSD in veterans. The ways to help PTSD is, as a start, medication. There are specific medication for veterans, as well as therapy, nutrition, self-care, and outdoor recreation experiences. So I've been reading about this outdoor recreation experiences, and in the recent years, studies have been showing veterans with PTSD who want more of an alternative route to recovery are going through outdoor recreation to help with PTSD. This helps release mental thoughts and being with nature, which includes fishing, hiking, surfing. And yeah, I just put this picture in there to kind of like put in what I'm kind of talking about. So this is actually a picture from like one of the recreational, whatever. So yeah, so while all these people have experienced PTSD and they're like all in a place where they can heal with doing some outside fun activities, and as well as kind of stop the thoughts from occurring constantly. So in conclusion, PTSD is a serious mental health condition for most military veterans due to all the traumatic experiences. PTSD can be fatal if it goes untreated. Many veterans need support in more ways to help the high numbers of homelessness and suicide, which is still an ongoing issue today.